Bill Burr is not for everybody, but here I'm hoping to shed light on why you should appreciate him just a little bit more.
Why is it so quiet in here?
He's gained some mainstream success in the last decade for his roles in Breaking Bad.
We are here to do a job, not channel Scrooge McDuck.
F is for Family.
Christ, so how many kids do we have? Back in the old days, the good Lord had the decency to take 1 or 2 out with polio.
He's sometimes described as a comedian's comedian, meaning he's acquired the respect of his peers for his comedic technique and craft.
And the president was giving me shit, and I said, oh yeah, I'll have you a fucking job in 2 years, and I did it.
Let's take a closer look at the kinds of techniques he employs and executes as a comedian.
You ever drive down the street and see like 30 people up on a sidewalk and you just think...
First, a brief background. Bill Burr attributes his comedic technique to his tenure at the Comedy Cellar, a comedy club in Manhattan where many of the top New York comedians gathered. Here he claims his fellow comedians like Kevin Hart, Patrice O'Neal, Jim Norton, and Rich Voss harshly critiqued each other for hackneyed and cliche material, making each other sharper and better comedians.
We got the book here. We have the book for you. All right. That's why here we go.
First of all, just get us something. Now listen to me. First of all,
is he plugged up? Does he have a microchip that says do a damn goofy Vietnamese voice every 5 minutes?
Sort of like a peer review process.
Can you stop yelling at me, please?
No, I can't stop yelling.
Moreover, Bill Burr performed all over America for a variety of crowds, and this made him into the comedian he is today.
Fucking assholes! I hope your mother has herpes in the center of her asshole!
Next, comedic style and comedic voice. The first impression you'd probably get is an angry Bostonian, a typical dummy bro dude with a fed up old man energy.
Yeah, tell him to shut the fuck up.
yeah, believe me,
It's a comedy
you know what?
show.
He rants about a variety of topics, including sports, relationships, and politics.
This girl gives me shit. She goes, well, why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay.
Notably, he is honest and genuine, and he explores topics he is interested or passionate about.
I don't read. I go with my gut. That's my fancy way of saying I don't read.
Well, that's good.
I hang out in bars. I overhear stuff that plumbers say.
His general ethos of anger and authenticity is something we can all relate to.
Like, really? Being a mother is the most difficult job on the planet? Oh, yeah, all those mothers who die every year from black lung, from inhaling all that coal dust. Dude, women are just constantly patting themselves on the back about how difficult their lives are, and no one corrects them because they want to them.
Now, most importantly, comedic technique. Let us put aside the general principles of comedy and focus on what Bill Burr does really, really well. He can manipulate the audience's emotions and reactions. First you're against him, then you're with him all the way. More specifically, Bill Burr starts with a ridiculous or controversial premise that gets everybody's attention.
Hated how Oprah was interviewing him and acting like she was dumbfounded that this guy would do this. Like, she's been in show business for 35 years and she can't, like, wrap her head around some guy doing whatever it takes to get to the next level.
He creates and builds up tension. The audience is uncomfortable and wondering what will happen next.
Didn't she, for the first 5 years, have, like, midgets who wanted to bang their mailman's boyfriend? And she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it, but she didn't have the power to say no, so she wrote it out.
Next, he explains in an exaggerated or self-deprecating way, admitting his ignorance, and the audience joins in on the absurdity, and they're back on his side.
And then when she could make a good decision, she did a show, but she stood on the heads of those little people for 5 years until she got, and then she's sitting there across from this guy like, so how could you know exactly what he's doing. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Then he riffs or ad-libs, or he keeps pushing and adding tags, and the audience relates to his perspective and connects with his humor.
Just keep him on the bike. Just let him go up and down the hill. He's not hurting anybody.
Not hurt anybody.
He isn't.
First the crowd is against him, and then he triumphantly gets them on his side. Rinse and repeat. He's playing a tug-of-war with the audience, the up and down like a roller coaster, making for a fun and entertaining ride.
And the top 20 guys, like, all tested positive for roids. So our roided up guy beat your roided up guy. Okay?
And what makes Bill Burr so special is that under all the sarcasm and mocking is a unique message. He has a specific point of view which he draws from instead of some vacuous cynicism, and you get to see the world from his perspective.
We gotta understand that gold-digging whores are the wife beaters for men.
Yeah, they are. Except we don't have that Rihanna lumped up photo in the end, so it's not obvious. It's in the eyes. It's in the lines in your face. It's in Mel Gibson's high-pitched voice on the answering machine. I had to give up my Laker tickets, right? That is the sound of a man being taken for everything he's got.
Authors, musicians, movie writers, and even YouTubers all try to communicate their point of view and how they see the world. Bill Burr effectively conveys his anger, confusion, and bitterness towards all the subjects he covers. Even if you don't agree with him, even if you know his facts are off, you see where he's coming from, and you empathize and connect with him.
All right, let's say you had a leak in your house, okay? You call a plumber up, he shows up, and he goes, yeah, I think the leak's coming from the upstairs bathroom, we need to shut it up, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden his wife walks in, who isn't a plumber. And then goes, hey, I'm actually thinking it's coming from the outside. Wouldn't you be like, with all due respect, shut the fuck up?
He introduces you to his angry way of seeing the world with such frustration that you can relate to.
Do you know cruise ships blow my mind? Blow my mind. I don't get how something that big and metal can float. I don't get it. Makes no sense. And there's always some nerd there to try to explain it. Well, the area times the mass. Oh, fuck you with your magic.
In this, he challenges you, changes you slightly, and gives you a new way of looking at the same old subject in a fun and funny way. Or, I don't know, maybe he's just an angry guy and people laugh at that because they're just as miserable.
Here's the only way to get this special $19.99 Sherry's Berries offer. Call 866-FRUIT. I'm sorry. What the fuck am I selling? Did I approve this? This is fucking ridiculous. Who the fuck is gonna buy this shit? This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.